Hello everyone, my name is Daniel and I'm just a casual sim racer, and today I want to show off an incredible new racetrack mod for Assetto Corsa, and it's by Fat-Alfie, so we all know it's going to be amazing. This racetrack was called the Battenbergring, which was a German circuit that was used for a very short time for motorcycle racing. The pits that you see on the left here as we're starting off actually did not exist, and so I'm going to take it easy here. I've only spent maybe an hour going around this track, so still very new. I've only memorized it loosely. Hopefully I'll be able to get around it pretty clean. So, let's see, it was a 12.5 kilometer track on public roads. The roads actually today are still very similar to this. It's pretty cool actually if you look it up on Google Maps to see that this is actually pretty similar. And then Fat-Alfie said he spent a lot of time looking at the road surfaces and things like that. Alright, we're gonna get some good speed here. I'm driving the Porsche 550. This is from the 1950s. I think this is the car that James Dean died in back in the day. Yeah, it's really cool. Well done. I'll have a link down in the video description. It's on Race Department. Really well done car mod. Pairs amazingly. I'm driving the hill climb version of it. Pairs really well with this track. Just look at how we're setting up the inside here. Definitely it's a squirrely car. There's some oversteer that comes in, but that was definitely something that was known for with the Porsche 550. Alright, this is a slow hairpin here. Gives a good chance to look out. You can see the scenery. I mean, the details that Fat-Alfie always does. Look at the flowers in the corner here, and the post, and the trees, and you have the sponsorship on the wall here. I mean, it's just so immaculate. I mean, he's an artist. His sim racing tracks are masterpieces. So we're gonna come up here. I got diverse of a bunch of 1956 to like 1950 cars here I'm racing against, sports cars. It's a pretty fun little drive here. I might link some of them as well down below so you can download those and add them. Have a nice little 1950s grid to race here. In real life, they only did motorcycle and sidecar races. Coming into the town here. This is one where for a while I kept sending it straight to that building right there. I was not getting the braking. What is this car doing? Fiat. I believe it's a Fiat. It's all over the place. Yeah, alright, we're gonna just try to watch what he's doing. Come up and get past him. We got more punch than some of these cars actually were. Light with a lot of acceleration with the hill climb version of the 550. Alright. Ooh, whoa. Let's thread the needle a little bit. At least I saw that from a little ways out. Yeah, look at this. I mean, this is just gorgeous. In some ways, this track reminds me a lot of some of the feelings I get when I drive the incredible Spa-Francorchamps mod, the enhanced version for Grand Prix Legends. I get kind of that vibe through here. Like, it's gorgeous. Like, it's an art piece, and it's goodness. Well, hopefully I got damage on full, so I'm hoping that's not going to mess with my handling here. Someone must have spun or something, because that's why they're all backed up. We're up to 30 seconds, 48. It takes 48 car grid, and actually my computer, I mean, it's a beast, but I had 48 cars on this thing, and I'm having 0 performance issues, so Fat-Alfie does a really good job of optimizing these tracks as well as making them incredibly beautiful. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying that the sidecar races only ran from 1953 to 1957, and no, excuse me, 1956. And the ones that were scheduled for 1957, there were going to be races held in the summer of 1957, but there was a double fatality in 1956. And that kind of ended the whole racing here. I mean, this track's kind of insane. Blind, crests, corners, all kinds of things. It's kind of a wild track, but especially for motorcycle racing, that's even more wild. I mean, I'm not talking automobiles. And so my understanding is that there never was really any professional level auto racing. The rumors of that, of course, people got together, local auto clubs and stuff, and had some races, maybe not on the full circuit, but at least on portions of it. And of course, there was some, how'd you put it? Definitely maybe illegal or street racing that took place around these streets as well back in the day. And the track, you can actually go out there and drive it, but I don't think anyone else is racing this in anger. It's no one's suicidal enough to attempt that today. But I mean, this is a pretty cool circuit. I find it to pair perfectly with this car here. I think one of those Lotuses might actually be a really good match as well. Haven't had a chance to drive them around yet, but definitely look forward to that. And then, of course, if you're willing to step outside your time zone, any 1930s, even though it wasn't realistically this track circuit, it's a lot like... Oh, my goodness, got sidetracked. Open, hit the post. Well, I mean, that might help us a little bit. We're going to go out I guess we're going to try and go out the exit run area the wrong way, but get back on the circuit here. Lost my spots, are now 35th. I should be quiet and just focus on my driving, but then the video wouldn't be very interesting now, would it? So we're going to come up here. There's got a lot of Velo's car mods, so that just passed Jaguar Type C. This is a Jaguar XKR 120 or something like that. I don't know, something like that. Anyways, coming up on it. Definitely, there's a couple of cars in here. Like we got the Jaguar D-Type. We got the have the Aston Martin DBR1. Those two cars are definitely kind of class of the field. And I'm hitting the fence, trying to avoid running into the other car. So we're coming around to complete the first lap. Let's imagine that last mistake never happened, and also that I never missed my braking point. And this is going to be a clean lap. Part of a clean race, hopefully. So, yeah, I mean, just look at... once again, I'm just going to try to point out things that I think are fantastically done. Looking once again, the sponsors, you see the TV stand, flag stand. There are a lot of them posted around the circuit, and they just look really, really good. We got right here, and I love the way it opens up this track, and that is really cool, just of how it would have been. Oh, and right there at this stretch here, they got a flat stretch here, really put the power down, and you got the big old billboards on both sides. I thought that's super awesome section of the track here. Continental, Coca-Cola, Goodyear. In this corner here, I think you can carry more speed, but you really can't. I have found I have to be really careful. Like right there, I'm pushing it right to the edge, but it is... Yeah, initially I was definitely getting off and losing it there a couple of times. A couple of cars retired. We're up to 27th. Kind of back where we were, running down this Fiat again. Kind of a... Get on the brakes. Kind of a... Oh, we got a... That was the car earlier I think we had a little run-in with on his roof. Hope the driver survived. Well, virtually he survived, but in real life that might not, you know... It's never good to flip over in a convertible open-top car. How this is that? This car is giving me a run for my money. Boy. Why not? If this is 25th, I mean, like as usual, I have a large AI spread. The AI here must be really quite good. Because, yeah, I'm only mid-pack, and it seems like I might be tapping out in terms of my skill level. Alright, can maybe carry a little more speed this time through the city. Definitely. I mean, the road textures are great, how it changes when you go over cobblestones versus over the smoother tarmac sections. It's really quite, I mean, it's just enjoyable through the force feedback wheel I got, and it's just nice. I mean, these little, look at these little town, you know, cottages. There's a church there, you know, and then got the fields as we exit out again. I mean, it's just like, it's an experience just as much as it is a race. So, definitely cool. We definitely are trying to pull away from the Fiat here. Get some space here as we fly under the Mercedes-Benz sign. He's still back there. I'm not seeing anyone ahead of us. Let's see, I don't know, we'll see here. Definitely, it's a very weavy, high-speed section. Kind of a cool section. Not super difficult to drive, at least not in my experience, but Definitely probably a lot of time to be gained from nailing those apexes and the blind crests and things like that. Really, you had to do a lot of counter steering this car. You almost got to like let it go almost tail first sometimes through the corners, which is it's an interesting experience. Past that cabin on the inside, and we're going into a bush. Through the bush, and then there's the Fiat again. Come on. Braking nice and early. Go across the cobblestones here, hit the curb a bit. Try to get a clean run out. We'll see if I can do get in a slipstream maybe a little bit. Coming up the hill here. As we move to the right, I'll move outside. But better run, need to let off. It's kind of dangerous racing into those cars. The Fiat 8V, I think, is really not a very nimble car. I mean, it's almost more like a muscle car, an early muscle car than a sports car. And so it's definitely not the type of car that can handle in the same way the Porsche 550 can. And so it's definitely interesting to be battling it, because you're kind of like, well, if I have to make an evasive maneuver, I'm not sure you're going to be able to follow, you know? Don't want to get run off the road. At the farmland to the right. I mean, this reminds me of like some of these things. Oh, and then this is a big old mine, I believe. Okay, we're gonna miss the braking zone again. But I'm gonna flip around this time. So this is the way you're supposed to do it. Come around into this hairpin. And then I like the fact there is runoff on these compared to some of Fat-Alfie's tracks. That's not an option, which is nice to have on these, because I'm not a very good driver. When I get hairpins, I might miss them sometimes. See right there, the longer run, we had a lot more momentum coming out of the corner. So sure, we lost some time, but we're able to take our spot right back, which is good. Going up the hill here, really kind of a pretty significant elevation change coming out of that hairpin. Just working our way up slowly. Look at the inside here. All the spectators on the left. Not a farmhouse. Trying to, be brave enough and keep my foot down. And back to the start-finish line. We're going to come around and finish 23rd out of 48. So definitely a really cool. And of course, this track is a track you must add to your library. There is no review needed. Fat-Alfie made it. Add it to your library. Links will be down in the description for this track, for this car. I'll try to add some links for some of the other cars as well, so you too can put together a 1950s sports car race at the Battenbergring. And a really awesome 12.5 kilometer track, public roads that was raced from 1953 to 1956. Just want to thank all of you who are stopping by and who support this channel. I definitely appreciate it. I hope to catch you in the next video, but most of all, I hope you all have a great rest of your week.